A long, long time ago, the world was a very beautiful place. God had made everything. He made the tall trees and the green grass. He made the bright sun and the shining moon. He made all the animals, big and small, and he made people. God loved the people very much. He wanted them to be happy and good. He wanted them to love each other and take care of the wonderful world he had created for them. It was supposed to be a place of joy and peace for everyone to share together. But soon, something went very wrong. The people forgot about God. They started to do bad things. They were not kind to each other anymore. Instead of love, their hearts were filled with mean thoughts and angry words. They fought all the time. The world became a loud and scary place. It was full of violence and unkindness. God looked down from heaven and his heart was very sad. This was not the world he had wanted. The goodness was almost all gone, and everything was spoiled by wickedness. Among all the people in the world there was one good man. His name was Noah. Noah was different from everyone else. He still loved God. He talked to God and listened to what God said. Noah tried to live a good life. He was a righteous man, which means he always tried to do what was right. He walked with God every day. In a world that was full of darkness and bad choices, Noah was like a small light. He and his family were the only ones who still remembered and honored God. Because the world was so bad, God made a very big decision. He decided he had to wash the world clean. He would send a great flood, a rain so big it would cover everything. But God did not want to destroy everyone. He saw Noah. He saw Noah's good heart and his faithfulness. God decided to save Noah and his family. He would give them a way to be safe when the flood came. God chose Noah because Noah chose to listen and obey, even when it was very hard to do so. One day, God spoke to Noah. He told Noah about his sad plan to send a great flood. God said, "I am going to send so much rain that it will cover the whole earth." This was a very serious and scary message, but God also gave Noah a message of hope. God told Noah, "I will save you and your family." Then God gave Noah a very important job. He said, "I want you to build a giant boat. A very, very big boat. It will be called an ark. This ark would be their safe place during the terrible storm." God gave Noah very clear instructions. He told him exactly how to build the ark. God said, "Make the ark out of gopher wood." He told Noah how long it should be, how wide it should be, and how tall it should be. It had to be big enough for his family and for many animals. God said to make 3 decks inside, like 3 floors in a house. He told Noah to build rooms inside the ark, and he said to put a special sticky tar called pitch all over the boat, inside and out. This would keep the water from coming in. Noah listened carefully to everything God said. He trusted God completely. So he and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, started to work. They went to the forest and cut down tall trees. They sawed the wood into long planks. They began to build the huge boat just as God had told them. It was very hard work. Day after day they hammered and sawed under the hot sun. The ark got bigger and bigger. It did not look like any other boat. It was a giant wooden box made for a flood that no one else believed was coming. As Noah built the ark, his neighbors came to watch. They saw the giant boat being built on dry land, far from any sea. They thought Noah was very silly. They pointed and laughed at him. "Why are you building a boat here, Noah?" they would shout. "There is no water." They mocked him and called him crazy. But Noah did not stop. He kept on working. He had faith in God. He knew that he had to obey God even if other people did not understand. His faith was stronger than their laughter. When the giant ark was finally finished, God gave Noah another instruction. God said, "It is time to gather the animals." Then, a wonderful and amazing thing happened. From all over the world, animals started walking toward the ark. They came in pairs, a male and a female of every kind. Big elephants and tall giraffes came. Strong lions and striped zebras came. Little rabbits and slow turtles came. Birds of every color flew down from the sky. They all came peacefully, 2 by 2, and walked up the long ramp and into the ark. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives all went inside the ark too. They made sure all the animals were settled in their rooms. They brought enough food for everyone for a very long time. When every person and every animal was safely inside, something amazing happened. The big heavy door of the ark began to close. Noah did not close it. God himself shut the door. This showed that God was protecting them. They were sealed inside, safe from the storm that was about to begin. For 7 days they waited inside the ark. Outside, the sky was still clear. The people who had laughed at Noah probably laughed even more. But then, On the seventh day the first drop of rain fell, then another, and another. Soon, the rain was pouring down from the sky. Water also came up from under the ground. It rained harder and harder. It did not stop. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights without a pause. The water got deeper and deeper, covering the fields and the hills. The great flood covered everything. The water rose so high that it covered the tallest mountains. Every living thing on the dry land was washed away. But inside the ark, Noah and his family were safe. The big boat floated on top of the water. They were tossed by the waves, but the ark was strong and did not leak. God had kept his promise. He was with them in the middle of the great storm. He saved Noah, his family, and all the animals with them, just as he said he would. After many, many months, the rain had long stopped, and the water started to go down. The ark came to rest on the top of a mountain called Ararat. Noah and his family had been inside the boat for about a year. Noah wanted to know if the earth was dry. He sent out a bird, a raven, and then a dove. Finally, the dove came back with a fresh olive leaf in its beak. This was a sign that plants were growing again. It was a sign of new life. The world was ready for a fresh start. Then, God spoke to Noah again. He said, "It is time. You can come out of the ark." Noah opened the big door. He, his family, and all the animals came out onto the dry land. They took their first steps into a clean, new world. The first thing Noah did was build an altar. He thanked God for keeping them safe through the flood. He prayed to God with a grateful heart. He knew that God's mercy had saved them. It was a brand new morning for the whole world, a chance to begin again. God was pleased with Noah's thankful heart. He made a special promise to Noah and to all people who would ever live. God said, "I will never again destroy the whole earth with a flood." To help everyone remember this promise, God put a beautiful sign in the sky. He placed a rainbow in the clouds. The rainbow, with all its bright colors, would be a reminder of God's love and his promise. Whenever people saw a rainbow after the rain, they would remember that God is faithful and keeps his word. The story of Noah's Ark is a story of many things. It shows us that God sees when the world is full of badness, and he is a judge of that evil. But it also shows us his incredible mercy and grace. He gave Noah, a man of faith, a way to be saved. The ark was a symbol of salvation and hope in a time of great trouble, and the rainbow remains a beautiful symbol for us today. It reminds us that even after the biggest storms in our lives, God's promise of hope and a new beginning will always shine through.